The first time Gregor heard the scream, it echoed inside his head for hours afterward, a phantom reverberation that burrowed deep into his consciousness. It was late, well past midnight, and he had just returned home from an exhausting shift at the hospital. The city pressed in through his apartment window, a chaotic tapestry woven from neon streaks and the distant wail of sirens. But inside, his small space was hushed, almost unnervingly peaceful. Gregor didn't consciously remember deciding to look in the bathroom mirror. He simply drifted over, drawn by an unseen force, the cool tiles a stark contrast beneath his bare feet. He blinked wearily under the stark glare of the fluorescent light, his reflection staring back at him. To begin with, he saw nothing unusual: his short, dark hair, a faint scruff on his chin, eyes reddened by the unrelenting grind of his work. He splashed cool water over his face, dabbed at his skin with a towel, and then slowly looked up again. It was then that he noticed it. His own eyes in the reflection were wide, startled, stretched in an expression of pure, unadulterated terror, as if something utterly beyond his control was unfolding. His lips parted, though he hadn't moved a muscle. And then his reflection screamed. It was a jagged, stomach-turning sound, entirely silent in the small, tiled bathroom, yet piercing through Gregor's mind with an unbearable intensity, as if someone had shrieked directly beside his ear, their voice tearing through the very fabric of his being. He staggered back, heart hammering against his ribs, the damp towel clutched tightly in his hand. He stumbled, bumping against the sink, his breath catching in ragged gasps. But in the polished glass, his face had already relaxed. No trace remained of the horrifying scream, not in his reflection's calm, unblinking eyes, nor in the placid set of its jaw. Gregor reached out, his trembling fingers touching his own cheek, feeling the shallow, rapid beat of his pulse at his fingertips. He forced himself back toward the mirror, leaning in cautiously. His reflection simply stared back, bland and exhausted, a perfect mimicry of his current state, devoid of any hint of the recent horror. He slept poorly that night, haunted by the memory of that silent, terrifying scream, the phantom echo refusing to dissipate. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw his reflected face contorting in agony, mouth open in a soundless void. Suddenly there it was again. His reflection threw back its head with a violent, unnatural jerk, mouth opening impossibly wide in a grotesque, noiseless scream. Its eyes, those same eyes that were supposed to be his own, glistening with pure terror, reflecting a horror that seemed to originate from within the glass itself. The scream was no longer just in the mirror, it was inside him,